Good Wednesday morning, West Michigan. I'm Emily Scarlett.
And I'm Tanner Holbrook. Thank you so much for waking up with us and watching on 13 Plus. I can confidently say today, this morning, feels kind of like a summer morning. It's very humid out there.
Yes, it is, but you clarified on this morning.
This morning, because it's going to change.
Key point there.
Yeah, we're going to kind of revert back to what we've been seeing with our little bit cooler mornings, that crisper air mass. I mean, we haven't had much humidity, which I think is what's been making it feel so unsummer-like recently, but it feels that way this morning, certainly. 13 on your side. Cold front draped across the state right now and associated showers. Right now, there's no thunder and lightning embedded within the system, but I do expect maybe a weak thunderstorm to develop, especially as we get into the later morning hours closer to the Jackson-Lansing region as those showers continue to progress that way. But moderate rainfall is expected. I would say a window of about 6 a.m. for the Grand Rapids area, continuing on until around 3-4 o'clock. And then it clears out of here by late evening, and our temperature profile kind of settles in the mid-60s for the rest of today. We won't have much sunshine to help gain us any heat in the wake of that cold front itself. Our winds are still breezy this morning, but they do subside some into the afternoon hours, and so do our dew point. We will continue to cool in the wake of this front, dropping us down into the mid-60s for a vast majority of our daylight hours today. And then overnight tonight, holding on to the mid-50s before our temperatures then rebound back into the upper 70s tomorrow. So while today will be cooler overall with our chances for showers, we do have temperature trends on the up and up throughout the rest of this week. Hour by hour forecast here featuring our chances for rainfall becoming a bit more widespread from the hours of 6 a.m. continuing on until about 2-3 p.m. There is the chance for some thunderstorm development in our southernmost counties because their temperatures are still going to be in the 70s all the way through sunrise today, and then they'll get a little bit of destabilization from the sun plus that warmth, which could generate an isolated thunderstorm, while areas along the lakeshore in our northern counties will not see much in the way of thunderstorm activity, just run-of-the-mill rainfall. As we track into your Thursday morning, we are returning back to partly cloudy to mostly sunny conditions, and that's how we'll spend the rest of the day on Thursday, with temperatures climbing back into the upper 70s. Very similar profile on Friday. What I will say is that there is just a really small chance for an isolated shower 94 corridor into the south throughout the afternoon hours on Friday, but a vast majority of us should remain dry. Yesterday, and then we kind of had the winds coupled along with it, so there was a lot, I guess, working against our forecast yesterday, despite the very warm temperatures. And that fog behind you all in Muskegon, that's a result of the collision of two air masses here as our cold front works through, and now our temperature profile is quickly dropping along the lakeshore's edge, and we're starting to see rainfall chances increasing. So this morning, as you walk out the door, if it's dry, don't let that fool you, because you're going to have rain within the next 2 to 3 hours, no matter where you're at in West Michigan, as these showers continue to work their way from west to east. And this comes as that cold front continues to progress that way. Now, along with the cold front's rainfall chances will also come our temperature where the cold front is currently sitting. And then, of course, those shower chances coming along with it. Dew point wise, still noticing that summer-like feel to our air mass, with dew points currently sitting in the low 60s. Those will fall off throughout the day today, and so will our temperatures. As the kids head off to the bus stop, one of their last bus stop forecasts for the season is Thursday afternoon. Dew points, though, remain low tomorrow, so it will feel warmer outside, but we do have a more comfortable forecast overall in terms of that humidity level. Hour by hour outlook, today's cold front, it will clear out of here between about 4 to 5 o'clock, maybe a couple nuisance showers lingering, but we'll be mainly dry after that time. And then mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions develop in the wake of this for your Thursday. Partly cloudy skies throughout your Friday as well, with only a really small chance for an isolated shower on Friday. Still dry conditions Saturday, and then Sunday evening and into Monday, another system is expected to roll through that's similar to today. So not necessarily looking indicative of any severe weather as we head into our temperature map, because we are seeing conditions change rapidly depending on your spot as that cold front works its way across West Michigan. You can see Hart down to 54 degrees, Muskegon down to 56 degrees. We're now dropping down into the 60s here in Grand Rapids, so it's continuing to make its way towards the greater Grand Rapids region, and as it does so, not only bringing a cooler air mass, a little bit more comfortable air mass with our humidity levels expected to drop throughout the day today, but also chances for rainfall. So as you walk out the door this morning, I would not be leaving without the umbrella. We do have more moderate to heavy showers kind of in the center of this system. So while the showers will likely start off a little bit on the lighter side, they're going to pick up very often, but our model is doing a really good job at simulating what's happening out in the atmosphere right now. We've got rainfall sitting in our northwestern counties that will continue to track from northwest to southeast as we progress throughout the day today. And then pay attention to your temperature profile, right? Because we're going to continue to see our temperatures cool inland as this cold front progresses. So let's play throughout time here, nice and slow for you, making it to the greater Grand Rapids region between that 7 to 8 a.m. time frame. I do think it will fill in a little bit more than what this is showing. And then the heaviest of rainfall coming between about 1 to 2 o'clock today. Another thing that we should mention is that there could be a thunderstorm development that moves through the Battle Creek, Lansing, Jackson region. And that's likely because the sun's coming up, right? That's going to allow their warm temperatures to gain a little bit of instability. And that could give those showers just that extra bit of oomph that they could potentially need to turn into a thunderstorm while everybody else to the north and west remains. That's a much more comfortable air mass, still in the low 60s here in Grand Rapids. So as you walk out the door today, you're going to have to kind of gauge, depending on what time of the day you'll be out and about, whether or not, how you're going to dress throughout the day today, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because we're starting off our morning in the mid 70s and humid, but those dew points continue to drop off and we'll be in the mid 60s to round out our afternoon. Tonight we fall off into the 50s, and then tomorrow quickly rebounding back into the upper 70s with mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions. So this is a short-lived system that is moving through. Hour by hour forecast, moderate to heavy showers at times, but everybody else is going to kind of sit in that light to moderate shower chance throughout a vast majority of our mid-afternoon hours. It clears out of here by the evening. If you do have any evening sports after 6 o'clock, chances are it will be dry by that point in time. And then into your Thursday, partly cloudy conditions develop to eventually mostly sunny skies, allowing our temperatures to rebound back closer to that 80-degree mark, but not with the humidity that we experienced yesterday. In terms of our rainfall totals, I don't think that models are doing a perfect job at this, but it kind of goes to show the nature of that some of these showers are going to be really light to moderate, giving us only about 0.2 of an inch, while there could be heavier bursts of rain that get us closer to that inch mark yesterday in terms of how bright and beautiful it could have been outside. And now temperature-wise, we're losing that heat, we're losing that humidity fairly quickly. Now, if you're located Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, Ionia, you might be saying, what are you talking about? It's still in the 70s right now. Yes, but we have that cold front draped right across us, and it's already at 55 degrees in Hart and Leadington. That's the air mass that's tracking our way, and it's also going to bring along with it chances for rainfall. This morning, Lakeshore's edge, we'll see rain arrive. Still dry, warm, and muggy out here on the weather deck this morning. Not the case, though, for many of you along our northern Lakeshore's edge, who's already experiencing rainfall and a drop in temperatures as our cold front passes through. This morning's weather ball is blinking blue and pretty quickly, but the showers themselves not quite moving all that fast. So we will see the rainfall slowly but surely progress across the state. There will even be embedded thunderstorms within this. I just think that they're going to be on the weaker side. A boundary could potentially set up from Battle Creek, Jackson through Lansing, where their temperatures sit in that mid to upper 70 category after sunrise, and that could allow some thunderstorm development while the rest of us just see run-of-the-mill showers. As we head into the overnight hours tonight and into early tomorrow morning, cloud coverage begins to break apart, and tomorrow afternoon we will be mostly sunny to partly cloudy, hanging on to temperatures in the upper 70s. In terms of rainfall totals, it's a bit messy. I think in some locations than others, and then we also have rainfall that's moving in right along with the front itself. It's crossing Lake Michigan. Anywhere that you start to see these darker shades of green and yellow, that's going to be the more moderate to heavy rain that moves in with this system inbound towards Ottawa County within the next 20 to 30 minutes. And then, yeah, here's the good game. 58 degrees right now in Baldwin, 67 in Sparta, and 74 in Allegan County. So you can see exactly where that cold front's already made itself known versus where it hasn't quite yet. And welcome back to 13 on your side. I did want to talk a little bit about our air quality this morning. While we are in the moderate category, which means that it's safe to be outside and breathing in the air, we do have this plume that's tracking towards us along with our cold front and our chances for rainfall. The rainfall kind of sits right in this sweet spot where we're seeing the break in our deteriorating air quality. But again, this might follow it up, bringing us that secondary plume as we head into your Thursday. So let's time it out for you here. Hour by hour forecast by this evening, we could potentially start to see some of that smokiness return to the sky. I do not necessarily foresee a ton of smoke mixing down to the surface, but just enough for it to become noticeable again throughout the day on Thursday, and then likely clearing out of here as we progress into your Friday and throughout the weekend, hopefully getting back some of our Michigan sunshine. Starting off in the low 70s right now, we will top out at around the mid 60s throughout the remainder of the day, as during most of our daylight hours that we would typically be gaining heat, we will see rainfall coming down. Tracking our hour by hour forecast, at times we will see moderate to heavy showers. By the time we hit around 2 p.m., maybe even a thunderstorm beginning to develop closer to the I-94 corridor and then tracking up towards the Lansing area. These showers start to clear out of here between 4 to 5 p.m. And then we are back underneath clearing conditions tonight and into early tomorrow morning, where our temperature profile falls back down into the upper 40s to low 50s. As for throughout the day, on Thursday, partly cloudy to mostly sunny conditions can be expected, and temperatures will top out in the upper 70s. That upper 70 temperature is pretty consistent throughout the forecast going forward. Friday itself looks to feature just a hair more cloud coverage and maybe the chance for a sprinkle.
Yeah, she's got a fun smile too.
Yeah, just here to have fun. We love it.
Thanks so much for watching this morning.